Are you ready to pack your bags and head out on a grand adventure? Well, you're in the right place. Welcome to Big Blend's Road Trip Radio Show. Let's find out where we're going today. Well, we can't go on a road trip without going through Arizona. Are you kidding me? Arizona is one of the most road trip states, and that means we've got to get Peggy on the show. Peggy Fiandaca and her husband, Kurt, own and run LDV Winery. The actual vineyard is in southeast Arizona, which is also road trip worthy, so just outside Tucson and near a town called Wilcox and right next to Chiricahua National Monument and also Fort Bowie National Historic Monument. Definitely places you want to put on your road trip list, but the tasting room is in Old Town Scottsdale, and Peggy is here to tell us about why make Old Town Scottsdale a destination on your road trip. And I'm going to tell you to go to ldvwinery.com. So Peggy, how are you?
Doing great. It's a beautiful day in Scottsdale. So, I think everyone needs to come to Arizona at least sometime. I think it's one of the most diverse states, topography wise, demographically wise, and just so much to see. But Scottsdale is the jewel, I think, in Arizona and the place to be. And where I want to take people is in the Old Town area, and specifically the Scottsdale Arts District. I think people think about Arizona and even Scottsdale as the Old West, and it's all about cactus and westerns and that type of thing. But Scottsdale and the arts are very sophisticated. It's a wonderful place to visit. And we have over 100 galleries within walking distance in the art district. And every Thursday night in the fall, when the weather's beautiful and you want to get out and walk, we have the art walk from 7 to 9. And actually this year was a 50th anniversary of the art walk in our arts district. It is really a destination for the arts. And of course, with that comes the incredible food scene, which is in Old Town Scottsdale, as well as interesting places to visit and stay. So yeah, gotta come to Old Town Scottsdale in the arts district.
With this being in, Old Town Scottsdale, I want people to know it's like a great place to walk and shop. And in the evening times, it's really nice to get out there and do that in the desert. But at the winery tasting room itself, you can go for a tasting, right, Peggy? But at the same time, people may be able to, if they plan ahead, they may be able to actually include one of your events, because you do all kinds of like charcuterie board making classes, all kinds of things that people may be able to attend depending on their schedule of their road trip.
Absolutely. I mean, something fun to do would be, come over to the LDV Winery, which is in Old Town, close to where the art walk takes place. And you do a wine and cheese making class with me in the early evening, and then walk over and spend the evening doing the art walk, looking at galleries. And the galleries are you get the incredible Western art, of course, and all the way to very modern and unique art galleries, incredible sculptures, as well as paintings and so on. It's just a fun night to be out in the downtown Scottsdale and in the beautiful time of the year, which is in the fall and winter time. Just a lot of fun. And of course, all the art galleries have wine being poured. Not my wine, but they have wine, so you can sip and look and purchase art.
I love this because it's like art and wine go hand in hand. So does good food. So where would you suggest people eat when they're in your dining room?
Well, I couldn't decide on just one. So
okay.
I'm going to give you two options. One is, and I just went there for the first time the other night, and it's called Sel, S-E-L. And it's right on Main Street, in the heart of the Arts District. So it's next to all of the galleries along the way. And what I love about this restaurant, has a great patio, of course. And what I love about it is it's a husband-wife chefs that own it, Chef Brendan and May Levine, and they focus on a very seasonal menu, but it is just incredible. Unique. They call it a American fare but it's with a really sophisticated twist to it. And they have a great happy hour, which with happy hour drinks. And I had a non-alcoholic drink there the other night, which was incredible. I just did little bites, and they were just unbelievable. But they do have a tasting menu, a 3 or a 5-course tasting menu, which I can't wait to try the next time I go down there. So that's my number one. But the other one I would also recommend if you want a romantic evening with your significant other is called Virtue Honest Cafe. And it's a Mediterranean-inspired menu. Chef Gio was the 2014 Best New Restaurant, the finalist for the James Beard Award. And it's small, it's intimate, it's inside on the ground floor of the inn that I would recommend you staying at. And he's known, believe it or not, for their charred octopus. So if you've never had octopus, this is the place to try it. It's just
You go to Arizona for octopus. Great.
Exactly. Isn't that funny? But it's world renowned. If you know about Virtue in Arizona, you know about the charred octopus. That's what everyone goes there for. It's just incredible. Yeah. So those are my 2 recommendations. They're right on Main Street Virtue is just around the corner from Main Street where all the art activity is going on. So Cell and Virtue Honest Cafe are my 2 recommendations for dinner.
Now, you mentioned an inn. Where would that be? What is the inn you recommend people stay at?
And again, I give you 2 examples. One, again, continuing with that romantic dinner and you have a romantic weekend away, I would stay at the Bespoke Inn, which is right off from Main Street. And they have suites or guest rooms at various levels, but it's a very small inn, and every room has its own private patio. It's pet friendly, which I love. And it's the Virtue Honest Cafe is on the ground floor, and they have this incredible infinity pool on the roof, which overlooks the Arts District. It's 43 feet long, and it's just a great place to watch the activity going on along Main Street and in the Arts District. So they're a little bit more pricey. It starts in the 300s a night, depending on the season, and goes up from there. So I wanted to give you a secondary place to stay, which is the Canopy by Hilton or Hilton Canopy Hotel, which is, again, right off from Main Street, right in the heart of everything in the area. And those rooms are beautiful, and it's in the $200 range for a night there, depending on the season, and just great. And it's all in walking distance. I think both places have bicycles that you can take out and about, and you get all over downtown. You wouldn't have to have a car. You can just ride a bike from place to place up to LDV Winery and spend the afternoon on the patio drinking.
Well, this sounds fantastic. So you got wine, you got art, and, going and tasting Peggy's wine, that's the number one thing to do. Nancy and I have had the wonderful pleasure of doing that many times, and I'm telling y'all, it's a must do. Lastly, I got to ask, what's your road trip song?
Well, of course, because we're in Scottsdale, I wanted a more sophisticated playlist to go along with the art and food and everything else. So it has to be smooth jazz. And I chose 2 artists that are Arizona artists. Of course, the saxophone playing Marion Meadows, who is a local Arizona boy. And he has a great song called Sweet Grapes, which of course fits with the LDV theme. And I would add bass guitarist Wayman Tisdale, who is also a local boy, played for the Phoenix Suns for quite a long time. He's since passed away, but he has some incredible songs like Ain't No Stopping Us Now and Rebound and Circumstance. So I would play those 2 on my road trip to Old Town Scottsdale.
The way Rebound is perfect for road trips, because sometimes rebounds, anyway, it is part of a rebound. And Peggy's got the wine for that, just saying. So everyone also, Peggy is on Big Blend Radio every first Wednesday with Wine Time with Peggy. So tune in for that. Also go to ldvwinery.com. Thank you so much, Peggy. We can't wait to see you soon.
Okay, cheers.
Thanks for listening to Big Blend's Road Trip Radio Show. Keep up with us at bigblendradio.com. And for travel articles, road trip articles, go to blendradioandtv.com and nationalparktraveling.com. Happy travels!